ठीक है. This is lecture number 4. ठीक है. पहले हम क्या करेंगे, we will try to see the equation that we were studying in the last class. So वो analysis थोड़ा सा रह गया था. After that we will do 2 questions based on whatever we have studied so far. Simple jam के questions है, last 2 साल के ही हैं, बहुत recent है. We'll do that, and after that we will do the potential energy analysis or the small oscillations. ठीक है. Let us start. So I will just very briefly draw the system that we were studying, and I'll start from the place where I left in the last class. Okay. So I had some mass, and there were 2 springs which were attached to this mass. And then what I had done was that I had pulled this mass in the y direction so that the mass was somewhere here, and then my springs were also like this. Okay. So we were trying to look at the transverse oscillations of this spring mass system along y direction, y axis, and the axis that we had defined, the coordinate system was like this. Right? So then we had certain distances. This distance was L, this was Y, and this was A. And then we solved, we applied whatever forces were acting due to the 2 springs on this mass, and then we derived an equation of this type: d square y dt square is equal to minus, this was capital K. K was the spring constant, and both of these springs were identical. So both had the same K. And what was A naught? A was the relaxed or natural length of the spring. Okay. So this is the equation that we had obtained in the last class. So now we are going to make the approximation, just small oscillation approximation. Okay. So what do we mean by small oscillation approximation is that we are assuming that the displacement y, because the particle is oscillating about the y-axis, so this displacement y is very small. Okay, so that is the small oscillation approximation. So in a way, what we are saying is that this y is less than a. Okay, so now let us just write what was this. This was what? This was L. So L was actually equal to under root a square plus y square. So in this equation, this is 1 minus a naught by L. Okay, so L ka value I have substituted here to be under root of a square plus y square. So you can see from this diagram, L is the hypotenuse and a and y are the other 2 sides of this right angle triangle. Okay. So now let us see that if we apply this small oscillation approximation, then how can we simplify the expression for y? Okay, so the first thing that we will do is that we will take a out of this under root sign. So that will leave us with something like this. Okay, and because my y is very less than a, so I can actually do a binomial expansion of this term. ठीक है, so binomial expansion करते कैसे हैं? So I'll just write the formula. So I'm writing this because anyway you might also require in any other courses also. So I'm just writing for your revision. Otherwise, many of you are in third year, so you already know these formulas and everything very nicely. So you know that we can neglect the higher order terms when we do the binomial expansion of this term, but I'm just writing so that you have the formula with you somewhere. Okay, and these are just the starting classes, so it's better that everything is there with you. So this we can write as an plus n. Okay, so this is how you can do a binomial expansion. So now I want to do a binomial expansion of this term, which is 1 plus y by a square half. Okay, I want to write a binomial expansion for this. So I can simply substitute the values. If I compare with the formula I've given here, so a is equal to 1 and x is actually equal to y by a whole square and n is equal to half. Okay, so just substitute these values and you can write the expansion. Plus so on. Okay. So now let us look at some of the terms. So first term is 1, that is significant enough.
Last term will be y by a to the power 4.
How you can write that? Y by a.
No, I was saying ये जो आपने लिखा है 1/2 -1, इसके अंदर y by a to the power 4 होना चाहिए ना, x square.
अच्छा हाँ, sorry. This is this square and then this square. Correct. Okay. So okay, so now let us look term by term. Okay, so 1 is a significant term. Then the second term is half y by a whole square, right? So I know that y by a, y is anyway less than a. So what that means is that y by a is actually quite less compared to 1. So if anything which is quite less compared to 1, if you will square it, it will become even smaller. Okay, so so like that, the third term will be y by a to the power 4. Okay, so that's going to be even more smaller. So we are very safely going to neglect all of these terms. Actually, we will neglect the second term also. So let us neglect all of these terms. So if there was any term like y by a, we would have kept it. But any square term or higher order terms, we will just simply neglect. So anything which is comparable to 1, we can keep, the rest we can neglect. So here the second term itself is y by a whole square. So let us neglect all these terms. So that will simply give me this whole expression will be almost equal to 1. Okay. So when I do that, so let us go back to this equation. Let us number these equations. Let us say this is equation 1 and this is the approximation we have made, and this is equation 3 and this is equation 4 and this is equation 5. Okay, so if I substitute equation 5 into equation 3, then I will find that L is simply equal to A. ठीक है. So by all this analysis I have you can say put 5 into 3, so that will give me L almost equal to A. Okay, so then if we go back to the equation number 1, so this term over here denominator mein this is L, right, which is now almost equal to A, we have proved. So then we can rewrite equation 1 as d square y by dt square is equal to minus 2k by m 1 minus a naught by a then y. Okay, so then we can have an equation which will be like the equation we study for SHM. Okay, because let me just write the equation first. So I will get something like 2k by m 1 minus a naught by a by. Okay, so if I choose this whole term to be equal to omega square, so this is equal to minus omega square y. Okay, so now this is similar to the equation for SHM that we have been studying in the last 3 lectures. So now by making this approximations that y is taking very small values, so the extension in y is not greater than the length a. Okay, so in that case let us look at the figure again. Okay, so what is length a? A is the stretched length of the spring after it is attached to this mass. So this length a से अगर बहुत छोटा y में movement है, in that case we can approximate this equation and this motion by a simple harmonic motion. So then we can calculate time period also. So what is omega now? So new omega is under root of 2k by m 1 minus a naught by a. So my time period is equal to 2 pi under root m k छोटा नहीं है, k capital K 1 minus a naught by a. Fine. So then what is this time period? This is, we can say that this is the transverse oscillations का time period है. ठीक है. Now if you remember we also found out the time period for longitudinal oscillations. So longitudinal oscillations कौन सी oscillations थी जो x direction के about हो रही थी. ठीक है. So we found in the last class that time period for longitudinal oscillations was actually equal to 2 pi under root. Please mute yourself who has just joined. Okay. So I have muted this person. Okay, so this will be, this was m by 2k. If you remember, we found out what is the k effective for one spring, one mass and one spring system. So we found that k effective was equal to 2k, and we had found that then the time for longitudinal oscillations was 2 pi by 2 pi into under root of m by 2k. Okay, so now let us compare this equation. This was 5, so let us say this is 6 and अच्छा red में किया था, so this is 6 and this is 7, let us say, and this is 8. So from equation number 7 and 8 we can sort of compare that, you know, which oscillations are happening faster. Are the oscillations along longitudinal direction faster, or are the oscillations along transfer direction are faster? So let us just take their ratio. So I am going to do t longitudinal by t transverse. So this will give me 1 minus a naught by a. Okay. And let us remember what was a naught. A naught was the natural length and a was the stretched length. So we know that a is actually greater than a naught. So what this means is that this term is actually a naught by a is कोई छोटा value है ये and उसको 1 में से subtract कर दिया. So this whole term inside this under root is something which is smaller than 1. So what that means is that this, if you will take the under root of some quantity which is less than 1, कुछ decimal number है let us say, so under root लेने के बाद you will get some number which is going to be less than 1. ठीक है. So this means that T longitudinal is actually less than T transverse, right? Because T longitudinal is equal to some decimal number multiplied by T trans. So it is some factor less than the time taken for transverse oscillations. So जो longitudinal oscillations हैं वो जल्दी हो रहे हैं, they are faster compared to the transverse oscillations. Okay. So you can say that the faster oscillations are along the x-axis. Along x-axis. ठीक है. So अब हम करेंगे 2 questions. उसके बाद we will learn something new. So this I just wanted to discuss because sometimes you might be some values might be given to you for mk, and or maybe a simple question like this comes कि longitudinal versus transverse oscillations में which is going to be faster or which is going to be slower, या किसका angular frequency ज़्यादा होगा किसका कम होगा, या k का कुछ value दिया है a का कुछ value दिया है and you have to find out some time period. Okay. So but if you just understand कि अभी तक जितना भी हमने analysis किया है या जितने भी हमने problems किए हैं हमने हर problem में Hooke's law ही लगाया है. So that is all you have to remember when you are trying to approach these kind of problems. Okay. So अभी जल्दी से हम 2 question करते हैं. ये कर लेते हैं पहले. So this is a question from JAM 2021. ठीक है. So यहाँ पर क्या है, you have a mass which is connected to a massless spring. So you have some mass m, okay, sitting here, which is connected to a massless spring of spring constant k. So spring constant is k here, which is fixed to a wall. तो यही हम अभी सिस्टम पढ़ रहे हैं बहुत टाइम से. Then another mass of 2m having kinetic energy E. So the kinetic energy of this mass is 2m का E है, तो kinetic energy दिया है मतलब this mass is traveling with some velocity. ठीक है. So now this mass 2m collides collinearly with the mass m. So completely on axis they collide. Okay. And it collides collinearly with the mass m completely inelastically. So जो collision है it's a perfect inelastic collision. This entire setup is placed on a frictionless floor, so you don't have to consider friction. The maximum compression of the spring is. So try to think of whatever we have studied so far. So 2-3 concepts इसमें लगेंगे. You have to think of what was the initial condition which is given in the system, and then what is the final system which is oscillating, और उस ऑसिलेटिंग सिस्टम का मैक्सिमम कंप्रेशन एम्पलीट्यूड क्या होगा वो निकालना है. कि अगर फाइनल जो सिस्टम बना जो ऑसिलेट कर रहा है आफ्टर द परफेक्ट इनइलास्टिक कोलिजन, व्हाट इज़ द एम्पलीट्यूड, मैक्सिमम डिस्प्लेसमेंट या मैक्सिमम कंप्रेशन का मतलब क्या हुआ कि व्हाट इज़ द एम्पलीट्यूड ऑफ दैट ऑसिलेटिंग सिस्टम. ओके. सो प्लीज़ गिव इट अ ट्राई. Okay, so I have two answers already. So Diptanshu, your answer is correct. Very good. Adrish, your answer is also correct. Very good. So rest of you who are trying, please continue. I'll wait for a couple of more minutes. Akshada, very good. Correct answer. So what do you mean by completely inelastic collision? So if you are able to um, think about that, then you will be able to solve this question. We have already done a question like this in maybe lecture 2, I think. Snigdha, very good, correct answer. ठीक है, सो जब completely inelastic collision होता है तो दोनों colliding masses आपस में stick कर जाते हैं and then they start, in this case they will start moving like one object. So in this case 2m mass को initial velocity के साथ आएगा, mass m के साथ collide करेगा, ठीक है, and it will stick with mass m, and now both these two masses will start oscillating together. So we have already done a question like this जिसमें एक bullet आया था and bullet ने आके mass को hit किया था and then bullet was lodged into the mass and then mass had started oscillating. So Sanchit, correct answer, very good. Okay, so many people have answered correctly. ठीक है, so कुछ चीज़ें देख लेते हैं because I think rest of you are still trying. So यहाँ पर let us see mass, जो mass दिया है 2m, उसको देखते हैं पहले. So जो mass 2m है उसका energy दिया है E. So what is the kinetic energy? का formula क्या होता है? You have half mass which is 2m v square. So this mass is actually traveling with some velocity in this direction, okay? And this is given equal to E. So this 2 cancels with this and B will be equal to under root of E by m. So जो mass 2m है वो इस v velocity के साथ आके mass m को hit करेगा, ठीक है? So what, और फिर क्या होगा, that mass 2m will be will get stuck with this, चिपक जाएगा, will stick with mass m and then both of them will start oscillating. So basically mass 2m ने क्या किया, उसने एक impulse दिया mass m को, ठीक है? So we have to find out कि at, और हमने टाइम t0 माना उस पोजीशन को जब ये इम्पल्स मिला, तो जब कोलिजन हुआ वहाँ से आई विल टर्न ऑन माई स्टॉप वॉच, सो दैट इज़ माई टाइम t इज इक्वल टू 0. इन दोनों मासेस ने अभी मूव करना शुरू नहीं किया है, सो आई नो माई x displacement is 0, but I know that there is an initial velocity for this system. So how will we find this initial velocity? We'll find it by using conservation of momentum. So let us apply conservation of momentum. So originally only mass 2m was moving, so I had 2m into this velocity v, which was E by m, and now this mass 2m plus m is moving with, let us say, some velocity vi, which is the initial condition for this oscillation, ठीक है? So vi हम निकाल सकते हैं, that will be equal to 2 by 3 under root E by m, ठीक है? And now question is asking what is the maximum compression of the spring. So हमने last classes में formula निकाला था that ये जो vi है is actually equal to a omega. And what is omega? Omega is equal to under root of k by m, और मास इस केस में क्या है 2m plus m है, बिकॉज वो दोनों स्टिक कर गए ना साथ में. तो दिस इज अंडर रूट k by 3m. कैपिटल था या स्मॉल था? स्मॉल ही है, ठीक है. सो देन आई विल यूज दिस इक्वेशन. सो vi is equal to 2 by 3 under root e by m. So what is a? A is equal to bi by omega. So I divide this whole thing by omega, जिसका मतलब है I have 3m by k, which will give me under root of 4 by 3 e by k. वही ऑप्शन होना चाहिए ना. हाँ, that is the option number A. ठीक है. So I have one more answer. Rajat, your answer is correct. Okay, very good. So everybody who tried got the right answer, and those of you who are still trying, तो आप please go through this calculation that where you have made a mistake. ठीक है. So let us do one more question, which came in last year JAM. So this is the question. So this is a MSQ. So there are there can be 2 or more options correct here. So this is a MSQ, multiple select, I think. I don't know. I don't know what S stands for here. So basically you have multiple options which can be correct. So more than one answer could be correct. Okay, so what the question is saying is, so this came for 2 marks. Okay, this is a 2-mark question for JAM. एंड जो भी अभी 3 लेक्चर्स में या इवन फर्स्ट लेक्चर में ही पढ़ा था उसी से क्वेश्चन सॉल्व हो जाएगा. सो दे आर सेइंग दैट अ पार्टिकल इज एग्जीक्यूटिंग सिंपल हार्मोनिक मोशन विद टाइम पीरियड t. Let x, v and a denote the displacement, velocity and acceleration of the particle respectively at some time small t. Then you have to check that which of these options is correct. Okay, so many conditions are given. That first says that a multiplied by capital T, which is the time period, divided by x, which is the displacement, does not change with time. And similarly, different things are written in all the options. So basically, you will have to check all the options one by one, okay, to answer this question. So you know that what is the formula for x, what is the formula for v, what is the formula for a, what is the formula for time period, then you can do this question. It's simple. So please give it a try. Okay, Adrish, your answer is correct. Very good. Akshada, okay, so let me just tell you there are more than one answer correct, okay, in this question. So Akshada, the option you have given me is correct, but there are other options also which are correct. Digvijay, one of the options is correct, the other you have written is wrong. So please check again. And also see that this capital T is the time period, okay? So time period will not change with time. Only small t is the time which is changing. So capital T is time period which is fixed for this SHM motion. Sanchit, your answer is correct. Very good. Pranav, correct answer. Very good. Diptanshi, your answer is correct. Very good. No, Digvijay, your answer is not correct. Okay, so I will just write the formulas in case you have forgotten. So x ko to you can even take x like that. Then b was equal to omega under root a square minus x square, and a was equal to minus omega square x, and t was equal to 2 pi by omega. Okay. Okay, so maybe 2 more minutes I'll wait. Then we'll try to solve this. And how is x changing? X का तो सबको याद ही होगा. You can also write it like this. Chaitanya, one of the options is correct, one is wrong. So please recheck. So let us just look at the option A, ठीक है? So option A बोल रहा है that a t divided by x does not change with time. Okay, so does it change with time or does it not change with time? Can we just multiply x a by t and divide it by x? What will we get? If I take a t by x, so this is minus omega square x by x, and what is t? T is 2 pi by omega. So this will be simply x से x कट गया, एक ओमेगा से एक ओमेगा कट गया. So this is 2 pi by omega. ठीक है. So this is a constant. It is not omega constant होता है for SHM. ठीक है. So 2 pi is also constant, omega is also constant. So a t by x does not change with time is correct option. Then second, a t plus 2 pi v does not change with time. ठीक है. So a का फॉर्मूला क्या है? माइनस ओमेगा स्क्वायर एक्स. ठीक है. सो माइनस ओमेगा स्क्वायर एक्स, बट एक्स कैसे चेंज होता है टाइम के साथ? वी नो इट्स अ साइनोसॉइडल वेरिएशन. ठीक है. सो एक्स में तो अभी भी साइनोसॉइडल वेरिएशन हो ही रहा है ना. तो ए टी मल्टीप्लाई करने से भी मतलब ए टी इज स्टिल वेरिंग विथ टाइम. अगर तुम ये फॉर्मूला मल्टीप्लाई करके इफ यू विल टेक इट्स टाइम डेरिवेटिव, you will see that it is not equal to 0. okay, बिकॉज हियर अगर यहाँ पर टाइम डेरिवेटिव लेंगे ए टी बाई एक्स का जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन था, तो 2 पाई बाय ओमेगा में कोई टी का टर्म है ही नहीं. सो टाइम डेरिवेटिव इज इक्वल टू 0. सो वी नो इट्स अ कॉन्स्टेंट. बट जस्ट ट्राई मल्टीप्लाइंग ए विथ कैपिटल टी प्लस 2 पाई वी and take the time derivative. So you will see that the time derivative is not equal to 0, बल्कि एक फॉर्मूला मिल जाएगा cos sin का टर्म्स में. So this option is incorrect. a t plus 2 pi v will actually change with time. ठीक है. वो simple you can check by this formula, or you can check with this understanding कि अगर x a cos x अगर a cos ओमेगा टी प्लस फाई है तो v क्या होगा? v इज a ओमेगा साइन ओमेगा टी प्लस फाई होगा, और एक्सेलरेशन क्या होगा? वो माइनस a ओमेगा स्क्वायर कॉस ओमेगा टी प्लस फाई होगा. ये भी फॉर्मूला होता है ना. तो अब यहीं से देख सकते हैं कि अगर a को t एक कांस्टेंट है के साथ मल्टीप्लाई किया तो स्टिल एक कोसाइन का वेरिएशन रह जाएगा, और v को अगर 2 पाई जो कि एक कांस्टेंट है के साथ मल्टीप्लाई किया तब भी एक साइन का वेरिएशन रह जाएगा. सो दिस ऑप्शन इज नॉट करेक्ट. ठीक है, लेट अस लुक एट ऑप्शन नंबर सी नाउ. सो सी में बोल रहा है कि x which is the displacement and v which is the velocity are related by an equation of straight line. Let us look at this formula itself. So v is equal to omega under root of a square minus x square. So इसको अगर दोनों sides square करके हम solve करने की कोशिश करें, let us take v is equal to omega under root a square minus x square लेते हैं, and let us square both sides. So v square is equal to omega square a square minus x square, which is equal to omega square a square minus omega square x square. ठीक है, so it's not an equation of straight line. So option number C is also wrong. Then option number D says that V and A are related by an equation of an ellipse. ठीक है, so वो भी देख लेते हैं. Now we know that A is equal to minus omega square x. ठीक है, so क्या करते हैं, let us square this equation also. So this would give us A square is equal to omega 4 हो जाएगा, sorry, omega 4x square. ठीक है, so now let us call this as equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. So put 2 into 1. So my v square is equal to omega square a square minus, यहाँ इस वाले टर्म को मैं सब्सटीट्यूट कर रही हूँ a से. ठीक है, so I will have a square divided by omega square, right? Omega, yes. ठीक है, so let us solve this. b square plus a square by omega square is equal to omega square a square. Now divide both sides by omega square a square. So v square is divided by this and a square is divided by omega 4 a square is equal to 1. So what is this? This is the equation for an ellipse. This is 4. क्या होता है, x by a square plus y by b square is equal to 1, right? So this is an equation of this type. Yes, Akshada, option D is correct. Okay, so in this question 2 options were correct, A and D. Okay, so ये देखो मतलब बहुत easy question था ना, if you know what is SHM. So optics में इस तरह के बहुत questions आते हैं which are very easy, very straightforward if your concept is clear and if you have revised it. Otherwise you will not be able to do it. So a little bit थोड़ा formula पता होना चाहिए हर तरह से, जैसे साइन कोसाइन का फॉर्मूला हो गया या a या x की टर्म में फॉर्मूला हो गया. So just very revising these very simple concepts would have given you 2 marks, and 2 marks is not बहुत छोटा नहीं है, मतलब 2 marks का question काफ़ी बड़ा ही question है एक तरह से. ठीक है, so with this we are now going to start another topic which is the potential energy analysis. Okay, and potential energy analysis or the small oscillations. So this is a new topic that we will start now. सो हम आप लोग मैकेनिक्स में पढ़ेंगे, बट वैसे भी आपको पता होगा कि इफ़ यू हैव a force which is conservative in nature, you have a conservative force field, so you can write that force as the gradient of a scalar potential energy function or a scalar potential. ठीक है, सो वो हमने ऑलरेडी पढ़ा है कि इफ़ आई कैन राइट एफ इज़ इक्वल टू माइनस डेल वी बाई डेल एक्स, ठीक है, इन वन डिमेंशन, और थ्री डिमेंशंस में आई कैन चेंज इट बाय द डेल्टा फंक्शन, ठीक है। सो अभी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी एनालिसिस में मोस्टली मैं बता देती हूँ कि हम लोग पढ़ना क्या चाहते हैं, ठीक है। सो हम पढ़ना ये चाहते हैं कि लेट अस से सम फंक्शन, सम पोटेंशियल एनर्जी फंक्शन इज़ गिवन टू अस, लेट अस से कोई वी एक्स फंक्शन हमें दिया गया है जिसका कोई भी रैंडम फॉर्म हो सकता है, किसी भी तरह का फंक्शन हो सकता है। सो आपसे इस तरह का क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है दैट फ्रॉम दिस पोटेंशियल फंक्शन, फ्रॉम दिस एनी आर्बिटरी वी एक्स फंक्शन जो कि दिया गया है, कैन यू फाइंड आउट दैट what where is there any point in this function and in this given range, let us say x का कोई range दिया है, ठीक है। So in this range of x, is there any point of stable equilibrium in the system, ठीक है। So basically, is there any minima in the system, or if you can find out any point of stable equilibrium, so would your particle do any small oscillations about that equilibrium point? So basically इसका मतलब जो मेन क्वेश्चन आएगा वो इस तरह से ही आएगा दैट यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द पोजिशन ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट्स, सम फंक्शन, सम पोटेंशियल एनर्जी फंक्शन वुड बी गिवन टू यू, and you will have to tell that are there any points, you will look at the function, you will find out are there any points of maxima or minima, and if there is any point for minima, then can I find that if I displace my particle from this position of minima, so will it do any kind of small oscillations, and if it will do any kind of small oscillations, तो उस केस में एम्पलीट्यूड क्या होगा, फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या होगी, ओमेगा क्या होगा, टाइम पीरियड क्या होगा, ठीक है। इस तरह के सिंपल क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। सो सबसे पहले हम थोड़ा समझने की कोशिश करते हैं, ठीक है। सो हम लेट अस ड्रॉ any random curve for the potential. So let us say that this is my x-axis, and here on y-axis I am plotting v as a function of x, ठीक है। So the curve I am looking at is, let us say, something like this. इसका कोई भी रैंडम फॉर्म हो सकता है, मतलब यहाँ से ये ऐसे ऐसे कुछ भी जा सकता है, ऐसे जा सकता है, बट currently I am just taking one small portion because I want to discuss both maxima and minima in this curve, okay. So I am taking this kind of a shape, but it can be any random curve, some small portion I am looking at for any particular range of x. I am just zooming in to my vx function, and let us say it has this kind of a form, okay. So we are only going to look at 1D motion right now. So we know that I can write that my force is equal to minus del v by del x, okay. This we already know. So right now we are going to assume that this potential function is actually for some conservative force field, and it is continuous, okay. It has no discontinuities into it, it's a smooth function. And from with that understanding, now we'll proceed with our analysis, okay. So now first what we are going to do is that we are going to pick some point. Let us say I pick this point over here, okay. So I am saying that this is some x1 point, and I want to just check that what is the behavior of the force at this place, okay. So basically हम अभी इसको थोड़ा graphically समझेंगे कि हो क्या रहा है, and then we will correlate it with how we'll find out small oscillations and stuff like that. So let us consider that I have some इसको ऐसे imagine कर सकते हैं that you have a hill कुछ इस तरह का एक हिल है और उसके x1 लोकेशन पे जो कि इस तरह का पीक है वहाँ पे एक मैंने छोटा सा बॉल रख दिया है, ठीक है। सो अब लेट अस लुक एट दिस फॉर्मूला दैट f इज इक्वल टू माइनस डी वी बाई डी एक्स, ठीक है। सो व्हाट इज ग्रेडियंट graphically? How do you think of gradient? So if you have to graphically solve this problem, so gradient would simply mean that you are looking at the slope of your curve, ठीक है। सो स्लोप कैसे निकालेंगे? अगर कोई भी रैंडम कर्व है, सो जिस पॉइंट पे स्लोप निकालना है उस पॉइंट पे यू विल ड्रॉ अ टेंजेंट, ठीक है। सो व्हेन यू विल ड्रॉ अ टेंजेंट इट विल टेल यू दैट स्लोप किस डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है, इज द स्लोप पॉजिटिव और इज द स्लोप नेगेटिव और इज द स्लोप जीरो, ठीक है। सो ग्रेडियंट इज लाइक इक्वल टू द स्लोप, ठीक है। सो अगर स्लोप का वैल्यू ज़ीरो आता है तो आई नो दैट ग्रेडियंट ऑफ दिस फंक्शन एट दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट इज ज़ीरो। अगर स्लोप का वैल्यू पॉजिटिव आता है देन आई नो दैट द ग्रेडियंट ऑफ this particular curve at this particular value is positive, and similarly अगर slope negative आता है तो I'll have a negative gradient, but then force के लिए there is an extra minus sign ahead, ठीक है। so अगर gradient positive आता है तो force negative लग रही है, gradient अगर negative आता है तो force positive लग रही है because of this extra minus sign in the front, okay। so अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं? let us look at point x1 and we want to basically find out that what is the force which is acting on this particle। ये जो ग्रीन कलर का मैंने छोटा सा बॉल बनाया है जो हिल के एकदम टॉप में बैठा है, सो व्हाट इज द फोर्स विच इज एक्टिंग ऑन दिस बॉल एट पॉइंट x1, ठीक है। सो लेट अस ट्राई टू फाइंड इट आउट। सो f is minus del v by del x. I want to calculate at x is equal to x1. So what I will do is that, sorry, so I am going to draw a tangent to this curve at this point, ठीक है। so I know what is the slope, it is parallel to x axis, so I know that at this point there is slope is 0. so what that this means is that this is equal to 0. so this particle is actually not experiencing any force when it is sitting at the point x1. so जब तक ये पार्टिकल x1 पे बैठा है ये x1 पे बैठा ही रहेगा, ठीक है। so it has no force is acting, so the particle ठीक है। सो x1 पर कोई फोर्स एक्ट नहीं कर रहा है। सो इस तरह का पॉइंट जहाँ पर no force is acting on your particle and the way it is sitting it will keep on sitting like that, we will call that to be an equilibrium position, ठीक है। that is a equilibrium position of this particular graph. so x1 का एक मतलब vx का एक equilibrium position x1 location पर है, that is what we have ascertained. so this means that x1 is a point of equilibrium position, is a point or location, equilibrium position ही लिख देते हैं, ठीक है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर फोर्स जो एक्ट हो रहा है वो ज़ीरो एक्ट हो रहा है। बट नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज दैट इज इट अ स्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट और इज इट एन अनस्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट। तो कोई भी चीज़ का स्टेबिलिटी टेस्ट करने के लिए व्हाट यू डू, यू स्लाइटली डिस्टर्ब द पर्सन और द सिस्टम। अगर कोई इंसान है बहुत पेशेंटली बैठा है, हाउ विल यू टेस्ट हिज पेशेंस? यू विल कीप ऑन पोकिंग हिम or you keep on irritating him. So similarly we'll slightly irritate this system or we'll slightly displace this ball. So let us say that this ball which was sitting over here, हमने इसको slightly left की तरफ push कर दिया, ठीक है। So let us say that the ball is currently over here. So now this is some new position of the ball. So let us call it 1 minus because it's going towards, we have pushed it towards the negative side. So I'm just calling it 1 minus, कुछ और भी नाम दे सकते हैं इस location का। So now let us look at F, what is the force? So at the position x is equal to x1 minus. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे let us do the same thing again, that let us draw a tangent to this curve at this point. So now what is this slope? Is it positive or negative? What is the slope?
पॉजिटिव।
It's a positive slope, right? Because कैसे पता चलेगा? अगर हमारे पास ये कोई एक्सिस है, ये तो सब नहीं करा होगा, अगर कोई ऐसी लाइन जा रही है, दिस इज़ अ पॉजिटिव लाइन, और अगर कोई एक्सिस है और कोई लाइन ऐसे जा रही है, सो इन दैट केस दिस एंगल विच इट्स मेकिंग इट्स ऑब्ट्यूज, so not, yeah, matlab it's more than 90, so you will say that this is a negative slope that it's making. So this line is actually going like this, it's making some acute angle with respect to your x-axis, it's a positive slope. So here agar positive slope hai, that means that dv by dx is positive और उसके आगे एक माइनस साइन लगा है. So what that means is that the force is negative, so some negative force is acting on my point at x minus 1. तो उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Particle experiences force along minus x axis. So negative force का मतलब हुआ that the direction in which the particle would experience force would be something like this. It would experience a force like that. So क्या होगा? ये जो बॉल था वो और फर्दर अवे चला जाएगा कंपेयर्ड टू द x1 पोजिशन. जो इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट था उससे स्लाइटली भी डिस्प्लेस करने से ये और दूर चला जाएगा. ठीक है, ऐसा ही एक सिमिलर एनालिसिस हम राइट हैंड साइड में भी कर सकते हैं कि लेट अस से आई पुश माई बॉल एंड इट इज़ समवेयर हियर नाउ. ठीक है, तो इस पोजिशन को लेट मी से समथिंग x1 प्लस डाल देते हैं. ठीक है, पहले यहाँ लिख देती हूँ मैं. सो इट एक्सपीरियंसेस अ नेगेटिव फोर्स, दैट मीन्स दैट द पार्टिकल moves away from the equilibrium point. Okay, similarly, now I want to see that what happens to the particle when it's at x1 plus location. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to find out that what is the force which is acting at this location. So again, let us do the graphical analysis and let us draw a tangent. Okay, so in this case your slope is negative. Is that okay? Can you see that? So पहले केस में स्लोप ऐसा सबसे पहले ऐसा था, it was straight, slope was 0, then the slope was positive, this time the slope is negative. So when the slope is negative, that means that the force is going to be positive and it's going to experience a force which is going to point along the plus x direction. This would mean that the particle again moves away from the equilibrium point. ठीक है, so अब इस केस में if I draw my f, so the force would be acting somewhere along this line. So जब भी ऐसा equilibrium point हमें मिलेगा जहाँ पर अगर हमें कहीं पर भी ऐसा इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट मिलेगा जैसा कि x1 पॉइंट है, x1 पॉइंट पर फोर्स 0 है इसलिए वो इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट है. बट अगर हम स्लाइटली भी उसको डिस्प्लेस करते हैं बॉल को फ्रॉम x1, देन वी नो दैट इट मूव्स अवे फ्रॉम x1 पोजिशन एंड इट नेवर कम्स बैक. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ अ इक्विलिब्रियम पोजिशन को यू विल से दैट इट इज़ एन अनस्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम पोजिशन. So x1, what is x1? x1 is an unstable equilibrium. or in other words I can say that this is a maxima. ठीक है, सो मैक्सिमा को ऑलरेडी 11th-12th में हमने पढ़ा हुआ है दैट हाउ कैन वी फाइंड आउट दैट इफ़ अ फंक्शन हैज़ अ मैक्सिमा एट अ सर्टन लोकेशन. हम लोग डबल डेरिवेटिव कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं दैट वी कैलकुलेट del square v by del x square, and if this comes out to be negative, so then we know that it is a maxima or a point of unstable equilibrium. और यहाँ पर जो भी मोशन होगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी अनबाउंडेड और अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड. it will keep on going away. Your particle will go away till the force is there. It will not ever try to come back. So here यहाँ इस अनस्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम पे कोई ऑसिलेटरी मोशन नहीं होगा, क्योंकि ऑसिलेटरी मोशन एक सॉर्ट ऑफ बाउंडेड मोशन होता है, दो पर्टिकुलर डिस्टेंसेस के बीच में ही पार्टिकल मूव करता रहेगा, बट हियर दैट इज नॉट द केस. ठीक है, सो मैक्सिमा पे क्या होगा, यू विल हैव अनबाउंडेड मोशन. सो दिस इज अ पॉइंट ऑफ अनस्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम और मैक्सिमा. ठीक है, अभी वी विल स्टडी व्हाट इज द पॉइंट ऑफ स्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम. ठीक है, सो लेट अस से दैट now let us say that I have another particle which is over here, and this is some point x2. So again, if I try to check that what is the slope or at this point, I will draw a tangent at this particular location x2, and this has zero slope. So x2 again the force which is acting is zero. That means x2 is also an equilibrium point. Okay, so let us write it down. So let us check for x2. Okay, so I want to find out what is the force. So del v by del x at x is equal to x2 is equal to 0. This means that it's an equilibrium point. So up फिर से we want to check if this is a stable or an unstable equilibrium point. So what we are going to do is we are going to push the particle over here, slightly displace कर देते हैं उसको. So let us say this is some x2 plus location. Again we will draw a tangent at this place. ठीक है, सो अब इसका स्लोप क्या हुआ, इसका स्लोप पॉजिटिव है. ठीक है, सो दिस इट हैज़ पॉजिटिव स्लोप. दैट मीन्स द फोर्स दैट इज एक्टिंग at this point at this location is negative. So that means that the force, or maybe this color, so the force here is acting in this direction. Okay, and similarly I can check for another location. Let us say here. So this is some x2 minus. Now again let me draw a tangent here. So now the slope of this tangent, the slope at this point is negative. That means the force is positive. So the force will try to move it towards the plus x direction. So that means the force which it will experience here is going to be this direction. So if we see that how the two forces which are drawn in yellow are sort of oriented, so at both the locations towards the left and towards the right, अगर कहीं पर भी particle को हम slightly push कर देंगे तो it will try to come back to the x2 position. So forces are such that the particle will try to come back to x2. So x2 in that case is a point of stable equilibrium, or it's a point of minima. Okay, so let me just write it down so that later on when you read it you remember it. So let us calculate f at x is equal to x2 plus. तो यहाँ पर क्या हुआ था, x2 plus पे the slope was positive and therefore the force was negative, and the particle moves towards the x2 or the equilibrium position. ठीक है, so ये force it is shown in yellow and the other force is shown in what color? In red. Okay, so again let us write what we get when we do this. So in this case we'll find force to be positive. So again particle moves towards x2. So this means that x2 is a position of stable equilibrium or minima. Okay, so what another way to check minima is that we can calculate the double derivative and it should be positive. Okay, so this will represent minima would correspond to a bounded motion, and this is actually the case of interest to us. ठीक है, हम लोग जो भी क्वेश्चन अभी सॉल्व करेंगे उसमें हम लोग को बेसिकली पॉइंट ऑफ स्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम निकालना होगा, क्योंकि उसी के अराउंड वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट सम काइंड ऑफ ऑसिलेटरी मोशन. बिकॉज इफ़ यू कंसिडर द बॉल, जो ग्रीन कलर का बॉल है x1 लोकेशन पे, अगर उस बॉल को कंसिडर करेंगे तो इट विल नेवर डू ऑसिलेशन. So at a unstable equilibrium point, you will never have any oscillatory motion. But let us consider the pink ball जो x2 position पर है. तो this ball अगर इसको slightly push करेंगे तो it will sort of try to do a little bit of some oscillatory motion. It might do. It will do, not might. It will do some kind of a little oscillatory motion. So now our goal is to find out कि अगर ये स्मॉल ऑसिलेशन करे, यहाँ पर ये पिंक बॉल को अगर हम डिस्प्लेस करें और ये स्लाइटली ऑसिलेट करना शुरू कर दे, तो उस ऑसिलेटरी मोशन का व्हाट इज़ गोइंग टू बी द टाइम पीरियड और व्हाट इज़ गोइंग टू बी द फ्रीक्वेंसी और व्हाट इज़ गोइंग टू बी द एम्पलीट्यूड, इस तरह का कोई क्वेश्चन अगर आता है तो हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू अप्रोच दैट क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, सो मोस्टली एम्पलीट्यूड तो नहीं पूछते हैं, मोस्टली टाइम पीरियड या फ्रीक्वेंसी के ही क्वेश्चन आते हैं. So we'll try to find out that how we can study, not study, how we can find out these values when any arbitrary question में क्या होगा, कोई भी arbitrary vx function दिया होगा और बोला होगा कि अगर particle small oscillations कर रहा है तो उस oscillation का find out the angular frequency and the time period. ठीक है, so अभी we will try to look into that. ठीक है, so now we want to study oscillations about the point of stable equilibrium. ठीक है, this is the goal that we want to achieve now. ठीक है, so let us say that I have some function bx is given to me, and let us say that somewhere here I have the x0 location है जहाँ पर, let me just write a couple of things. It's a single valued continuous function and Vx has a minimum at x0. ठीक है, minimum या minima. ठीक है, so this is what is given to us. जैसे अगर कोई भी मैं function Vx दे दूंगी तो उसका मिनिमा तो हम निकाल सकते हैं आराम से, ठीक है। सो लेट अस से दैट वी ऑलरेडी नो कि उसका जो मिनिमा है वो एक्स नॉट पर है, एंड नाउ आई वांट टू स्टडी द ऑसिलेटरी मोशन एट दिस पॉइंट। सो अब हम क्या करेंगे दैट वी विल ट्राई टू एक्सपैंड दिस फंक्शन वी एक्स अबाउट द पॉइंट एक्स नॉट। तो बेसिकली एक एक्सपेंशन लिखेंगे फंक्शन वी एक्स का। सो हाउ कैन वी एक्सपैंड एनी फंक्शन बाय यूजिंग टेलर सीरीज, ठीक है। सो पहले मैं टेलर सीरीज लिख देती हूँ, देन वी विल एक्सपैंड दिस फंक्शन। So Taylor series is used for expansion of a function about a point, ठीक है। So I have some function fx and I want to expand this about some point x is equal to a. So what will I write? I will write fx is equal to f of a plus f dash a। वॉट इज़ एफ डैश? डैश का यहाँ पे क्या मतलब है? एक सिंगल डैश का मतलब है कि इट्स द फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव। दिस इज डी एफ बाई डी एक्स कैलकुलेटेड एट ए। सो वॉट इज़ एफ डैश ए का मतलब है दैट आई एम डूइंग डी एफ बाई डी एक्स कैलकुलेटेड एट एक्स इज इक्वल टू ए, ठीक है। सो एक डैश का मतलब है फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव, दो डैश का मतलब है सेकेंड डेरिवेटिव, एंड सो ऑन। सो सेकेंड टर्म is f double dash a by 2 factorial x minus a square, and similarly f like that. You can write any nth term, and so on, okay. So now what I want to do is I want to expand my function vx about x naught, जो उसका minima है उसके about I want to expand this. So I want to expand vx about x is equal to x naught, ठीक है। So I will apply the Taylor series formula and I can write vx is equal to v at x naught, ठीक है, plus x minus x naught and the dv by dx calculated at x is equal to x naught, ठीक है। So this is the second term. Then I can write the third term, which is half x minus x naught square and the double derivative x is equal to x naught, and so on. I can have other terms also in the series, okay. So I've done a Taylor series expansion of the function vx about the point x is equal to x naught, ठीक है। सो अब हम क्या करेंगे, बिकॉज वी आर ओनली इंटरेस्टेड इन स्टडिंग स्मॉल ऑसिलेशंस, ठीक है। सो वी आर ओनली इंटरेस्टेड इन लुकिंग एट डिस्प्लेसमेंट्स, जो x यहाँ पर कोई भी x का वैल्यू x नॉट से मतलब हम कितना दूर जा रहे हैं। लेट अस से हम x नॉट से कुछ डिस्टेंस दूर जा रहे हैं, पर जितना डिस्टेंस दूर जा रहे हैं वो बहुत छोटा है, ये हमने एज्यूम किया है कि पार्टिकल बहुत दूर नहीं जा रहा है, जो उसका इक्विलिब्रियम पोजीशन है उसी के आसपास कुछ उसका ऑसिलेटरी मोशन है। सो दैट इज़ नोन एज द स्मॉल ऑसिलेशन अप्रॉक्सीमेशन, जो कि आज हमने स्टार्टिंग में भी लगाया था ट्रांसवर्स ऑसिलेशंस के टाइम पर। सो व्हेन वी डू दैट, सो उससे क्या होता है, वी आर गोइंग टू निगलेक्ट ऑल द हायर ऑर्डर टर्म्स, ठीक है। सो अब हम क्या करेंगे, ये जितनी भी हायर ऑर्डर टर्म्स आएंगी ना यहाँ पे, जैसे क्यूब टर्म आएगी, थर्ड डेरिवेटिव, फोर्थ डेरिवेटिव, वो वाली जो टर्म्स आएंगी, आई एम गोइंग टू निगलेक्ट ऑल ऑफ दीज टर्म्स। these higher terms. So what I've done is I have made use of small oscillation approximation and got rid of all higher order terms इन x. तो जैसे आगे जो टर्म आएंगी x माइनस एक्स नॉट का क्यूब आएगा तो उसमें x क्यूब का टर्म आएगा, है ना. इस तरह से हायर ऑर्डर x का टर्म्स आएगा. तो वी डोंट वांट दोज टर्म्स. सो आई हैव एज्यूम दैट माई x इज़ वेरी स्मॉल. सो आई हैव गॉट रेड ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दीज हायर ऑर्डर टर्म्स. सो उससे क्या होगा, मेरा जो Vx है अब उसमें उसका जो एक्सपेंशन है इट हैज़ ओनली 3 टर्म्स. दैट इज़ Vx नॉट प्लस x माइनस एक्स नॉट dv by dx plus half x minus x naught square and double derivative of v with respect to x. ठीक है. But if now we remember that x naught कौन सा position है, x naught is the position x naught is the equilibrium point. So equilibrium point पे क्या होता है, क्या लिखा था, at equilibrium point dv by dx at x is equal to x naught is equal to 0, right. इस तरह से ही हमने डिसाइड किया था कि दिस इज द इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट. यहाँ पर फोर्स 0 है. ठीक है. सो व्हाट दैट मीन्स इज दैट दिस टर्म इज एक्चुअली इक्वल टू 0. फाइन. सो बाय मेकिंग यूज ऑफ दीज टू फैक्ट्स कि एक तो फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव x इज इक्वल टू एक्स नॉट पर 0 है और जो जितना भी थर्ड क्यूबिक ऑर्डर टर्म्स हैं वो सब उस क्यूबिक और फोर्थ ऑर्डर फिफ्थ ऑर्डर ऑल दोज टर्म्स वी हैव निगलेक्टेड and matlab we don't want to deal with that. We are dealing with the small oscillation approximation. So this would simplify the function for Vx and we will simply get Vx naught plus half x minus x naught square d square v dx square at x is equal to x naught. ठीक है. तो हमने जो Vx आर्बिटरी फंक्शन दिया गया था हमें, सो वी हैव रिटन दैट इन दिस फॉर्म दैट इट हैज़ ओनली 2 टर्म्स. बट अभी हम क्या करेंगे, वी विल मेक आवर लाइफ मोर सिंपलर by doing a small mathematical trick. ठीक है. So let us again look at this function that how Vx is changing with respect to x. ठीक है. ये जो ग्राफ था, अब हम क्या करेंगे, बहुत स्मार्टली हम अपना ओरिजिन ही शिफ्ट कर देंगे कोऑर्डिनेट एक्सिस का. ठीक है. सो हम क्या करेंगे, हम अपना एक्स एक्सिस इधर ले आएंगे एंड वी विल ब्रिंग द वाई एक्सिस हियर. सो बेसिकली जो यहाँ पे ओरिजिन था उसको मैंने ओरिजिन नहीं माना है अभी. आई हैव चूजन दैट दिस इज माई ओरिजिन. सो बेसिकली आई एम चूजिंग दैट एट एक्स इज इक्वल टू एक्स नॉट इज नाउ माई ओरिजिन. वहाँ से मेरा कोऑर्डिनेट एक्सिस स्टार्ट हो रहा है. ठीक है. तो इसका मतलब क्या हो गया, बाय मेकिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ अ इंटेलिजेंट ट्रिक, व्हाट दिस मीन्स इज दैट माई एक्स नॉट का वैल्यू 0 हो गया फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बिकॉज एक्स नॉट इज ओरिजिन नाउ एंड v का वैल्यू भी x नॉट पर 0 हो गया. समझ रहे, इस पॉइंट पर v का वैल्यू भी 0 हो गया यहाँ पर, क्योंकि अब v यहाँ से प्लॉट किया, अब v यहाँ से प्लॉट हो रहा है और x यहाँ से प्लॉट हो रहा है. ठीक है. सो इस पॉइंट पर माई v फंक्शन इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू 0. सो नाउ चूजिंग x नॉट to be at origin, I will get that Vx naught is also equal to 0 and x naught is also equal to 0. Both of these functions are now equal to 0 because I have shifted my origin and my whole coordinate system like this. Okay? So this would mean that my Vx is now simply equal to half dx square x is equal to x naught x square. ठीक है? And now if I say that let us take is equal to k, I'm assuming that let me take the value of the double derivative calculated at x is equal to x naught, which is now actually equal to 0 here. So अगर मैंने वहाँ पे not 0, let us write it x naught ही only, because in other problems you know x naught is not going to be at 0. So this was only for this derivation that I had shifted my coordinate like that. ठीक है? So if I calculate my d square v by dx square at x naught and I say that that is some value k, then this would mean that my Vx, which is the potential energy function, is simply equal to half kx square. And if you remember what we did in lecture number 2, okay, this is the expression for potential energy which we got for the simple harmonic oscillator. ठीक है? So अब हमें पता है कि अब अगर हम k का वैल्यू हमें दिया है, if we can find out the value of k from any arbitrary potential function Vx, then we can find out everything, right? अगर k पता है तो we can find out omega. Omega is simply under root k by m, and we can find out time period from omega. So these are the two things which will be asked in the exam from you. So basically अगर कोई क्वेश्चन दिया होगा जिसमें Vx का कोई फॉर्म दिया है and you have to find out that what is the angular frequency or time period associated with the small oscillations of this function, तो हम क्या करेंगे, सबसे पहले we'll find out the point of stable equilibrium. ठीक है? So we will calculate the first derivative of v with respect to x, we'll put it equal to 0 and we'll find out कि कहाँ पर stable equilibrium point है. ठीक है? First is that. Then we will find out the double derivative at that stable equilibrium point, which will give us the value of k. And once we have the value of k, then we will substitute the value of k in omega, मतलब ओमेगा के इक्वेशन में we'll put that value of k and that will give us that what is the angular frequency, and then we can also calculate the frequency and the time period and even amplitude भी निकाल सकते हैं, because we are assuming now that it is doing SHM. तो जो भी फॉर्मूला SHM के लिए वैलिड था वो सेम फॉर्मूला इस पर्टिकुलर एनालिसिस में भी चलेगा. The only thing that we had to find out was to find out that what is the value of k. So basically in your mind you can think of it like this कि कोई भी एक arbitrary potential था, ठीक है, उसको अब हमने somehow we find out an equivalent spring mass system for that. तो हमने ये एक equivalent k निकाल लिया है for that particular potential. So these are two different systems, but somehow both of them are doing SHM. So what is true for one SHM, the same formulas will work for this SHM. Okay. So we have 5 minutes. So I will do maybe.
So ma'am,
Yes.
Is this just to demonstrate that Vx equals to half kx square, or is this a general method to get the expression for potential energy given any function?
This is actually the general way you can find it out, but this is only true for small oscillations. ठीक है? If you want to find out for any, मतलब अगर small oscillations नहीं consider करेंगे, so you will have all these higher order terms. So potential energy in that case anyway, you cannot write it just as a sum of two terms. So कुछ अलग ही मतलब expression आएगा, and वहाँ पे जो motion होगा, you cannot say that that is going to be a harmonic oscillator or a simple harmonic oscillator in that way. वो सिर्फ इसी एक particular case में हो रहा है, because here जो तुम्हें potential energy मिल रहा है ना, it's like a parabolic type का potential energy मिल रहा है, तो which corresponds to a harmonic oscillator. So if you will keep the higher order terms, then you will not get this analysis. So this analysis is only true when you are looking for small oscillations. ठीक है? हेलो संचित.
मैम ये तो फिर हमारे किसी भी लीनियर फोर्स के लिए ट्रू हो ना? not necessarily
This is true for a conservative force. Yes.
कंजर्वेटिव फोर्सेस के लिए हाँ
Yes,
क्योंकि
yes.
डी क्यूब और उसके आगे सारे टर्म्स तो जीरो है
हाँ, सिर्फ कंजर्वेटिव फोर्स के लिए ये एनालिसिस ट्रू है, वो मैंने स्टार्टिंग में ही बताया था, क्योंकि उसी में यू आर गोइंग टू राइट एफ इज इक्वल टू माइनस डी वी बाई डी एक्स, तो ग्रेडियंट के साथ और स्लोप और ग्रेडियंट का रिलेशन मतलब वो वहीं से आया था दैट यू आर स्टार्टिंग विद अ फोर्स फील्ड विच इज़ कंजर्वेटिव इन नेचर. सो दिस एनालिसिस विल नॉट वर्क फॉर एनी अदर kind of force which is non-conservative. So this is only true for this case.
ओके
ठीक है. सो एक क्वेश्चन कर लेते हैं फिर जल्दी से. मुझे एक्चुअली 2 क्वेश्चन करने थे बट ठीक है. ठीक है. सो ये क्वेश्चन मैं करती हूँ जल्दी से सो दैट वी नो हाउ टू अप्रोच इट. देन नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आप लोग कीजिएगा. ठीक है. So what is given to me is that some Vx का फॉर्म दिया है एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस बी एक्स. ठीक है. सो यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द टाइम पीरियड ऑफ स्मॉल ऑसिलेशंस. Small a and small b are any positive constants. So first we have to find out the point of stable equilibrium. So find position of stable equilibrium. ठीक है. So what will I do? I'll calculate this जो कि आएगा a 2 by x cube minus b minus. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put dv by dx is equal to 0. So from these two equations I'll get that 2a by x cube is actually equal to b by x square. ठीक है. और x is equal to 2a by b. ठीक है. बिकॉज दिस x will स्क्वायर विल यहाँ से कट जाएगा तो एक ये x बचेगा. सो आई विल हैव 2a by b. नाउ आई विल कैलकुलेट. ओके, लेट मी राइट स्टेप. So this is step 1 and this is step 2, that you find out the double derivative at x. Let us say this is x naught, this is the point of stable equilibrium. So ये हम यहाँ से भी check हो जाएगा when we will calculate the double derivative. No, so if the double derivative comes out to be positive, then we are sure it's a point of stable equilibrium. If it comes out to be negative, then we automatically know that it's a maxima और वहाँ unstable equilibrium है, तो फिर कोई oscillations होंगी नहीं in that case. Okay, so अगर कुछ इस type का भी question आता है तो वो भी आप यहाँ से check कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, by using the same steps. So let us calculate the double derivative. So that is going to be, this was minus 2a and this is minus 3 by x4 and this is plus b minus 2 by x3. I think ये होना चाहिए. So this is 6a by x4 minus 2b by x3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, this has to be calculated at x is equal to x naught, जो अभी मैंने substitute नहीं किया है, but I'll do it now. So 1 by x cube मैं बाहर निकाल रही हूँ, तो 6a by x minus 2b रह गया अंदर. So let us put the value of x naught here. ठीक है. So ये हो जाएगा b by 2a cube and this will be 6a divided by 2ab minus 2b. Okay, so that is b cube by 8 a cube, and this a will cancel with this. This will make it 3. So 3b minus 2b is equal to b. So this will become b4. ठीक है, so this is positive. तो जो double derivative है at x naught is positive. So this is positive. That this means कि this is a position of stable equilibrium. It's a minima. Now we have to find out what is the question asking. We have to find out the time period for small oscillations. So we also know that k we can put equal to this, which is what we just now calculated, b4 by 8 a cube. ठीक है, so अब time period क्या होगा, t is equal to 2 pi under root m by k होता है ना, so 2 pi under root m, k को let us substitute, that is b4 8 a cube. So time period is equal to 2 pi, a will come out, b square will come out, and under root में बच जाएगा, one more 2 will come out, so this will become 4. It will be 2 ma. Okay, I think this is the answer. Yes, so this is the time period. ठीक है, तो मैं अभी क्या करती हूँ, एक क्वेश्चन 2 क्वेश्चन होमवर्क में दे देती हूँ. ठीक है, जो यू कैन ट्राई. सो दिस इज़ द वे यू विल हैव टू अप्रोच दिस काइंड ऑफ अ प्रॉब्लम. तो कुछ Vx दिया होगा, देन यू विल फर्स्ट फाइंड आउट द पोजिशन ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम. ठीक है, एंड देन यू विल फाइंड आउट द डबल डेरिवेटिव एंड कैलकुलेट at the place of equilibrium कि क्या value आ रहा है. If it comes positive, then we are sure that it's a stable equilibrium, it's a minima. ठीक है, and then we will simply find out the value. We'll put k is equal to the value of the double derivative, and whatever is required we can calculate. So I'll then give you 2 questions in homework. So try to solve it. So I wanted to do actually this question in class, but I have exceeded the time. So try it. We will do a couple of these questions tomorrow also. So so this question is JAM 2011, and this question is JAM 2018. Okay. So so just try, give it a try. This is a numerical type answer you have to give, and this is a MCQ. Okay, so these are your homework problems. So just try it today. You have to follow this method which I did for this question, and tomorrow we'll continue doing a few more problems like this, and then let's see आगे क्या करते हैं. Maybe a simple pendulum or something like that we'll do, because I think that will complete the discussion of simple harmonic oscillation and differential equation and all these kind of questions. Then we'll go to maybe not in the next class, in the class after that we will try to do when we have more than one oscillator. So we have 2 oscillations, if they are happening along same axis or if they are happening along perpendicular axis, so what is the resultant motion going to be. Okay, something like that we'll do maybe in the coming classes. So कल हम ये finish करने की कोशिश करेंगे, at least the first topic, that is the simple harmonic oscillator. So these are your homework problems, and I'll stop today's class now because I've already exceeded 7 minutes. So sorry guys. Okay.
Can you refer